Hey, welcome back to the channel in the final game before Christmas Day. Stoke City travel to Vicarage Road as the Hornets look to get back to winning ways. Before we get into my thoughts on the game, we're going to hear from Stoke fan Ben to get the lowdown from an opposition perspective.
Hey up guys, my name's Ben, I'm a Stoke City fan and I'm here to talk about our game, Watford versus Stoke on Saturday. So, how's Stoke been? Well, better than I thought that they would have been at the start of the season. After a pretty poor last campaign, I did wonder whether, under Mark Robins we might have had some steady growth, but, not to the level where we would be challenging for the playoffs. We've been in there for most of the season and we've looked good for it too. A really strong defence. And then just some game winners, some match winners up front, which have been really important for us. A fantastic signing in Sorba Thomas, Millie Mann have stepped up, Beijing Ho similarly. And it just looks like we've got a really good rounded squad for a change. And, minimal injuries, and those that have got injured have been managed pretty well and have come back pretty quickly. It's been a really good season for Stoke, and a lot of teams, or a lot of supporters who may have written us off, rather, maybe looking and going, Stoke may have finally come good in the Championship. It'd be great to get playoffs, but we're well aware that there's a massive pack of teams behind us, including Watford. And, you guys are looking semi-good for it too. With Javi Gracia coming, I did wonder whether you might step up. And to be 4 points outside of, well, you're 4 points off us at the minute. And that must be relatively exciting for you guys. I know that currently being in the bottom half is not great, and there's a big pack of teams, but anything can happen between now and the end of the season, and it just takes for one team to go on a run. Will it be you guys? It seems like you've had a lot of draws recently, which I know is very frustrating. Maybe some inconsistency in performances as well, I hear. When you score, you score. When you don't, well, that might be a bit more difficult, but it's somehow turning those draws into wins, and at the top end of the table, that's really the key. Are you going to do that to us? Maybe. I do worry about and please don't get offended here, our London-ish hoodoo. I know you guys aren't specifically London, but we have had a really bad record down that way for several years now. We have not won down there for a long time. And on that basis, and only on that basis, do I predict a Watford win? Just because we are so bad down that end, and no logic or argument for Stoke City can overcome this hoodoo at the moment. So I do think Stoke will score. I really think we've picked up, and defensively we are showing solidity too. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Watford win and really hope that we're able to overcome this hoodoo, and it'll be great for everyone involved with Stoke City. It'll be great to have some momentum going into Christmas, heading into a January transfer window where we hope to make some moves. We play you again at some point this season, so all the best apart from those two games. But otherwise, go on Stoke.
Once again, a big thank you to Ben for his contribution to the video. And as he alluded to there, Stoke City are a very, very good footballing side under Mark Robins. In previous years, you may be associated Stoke with Brexit football, long throws, 4-4-2, Peter Crouch. You get the gist. You know what I'm talking about. Whereas under Mark Robins, this season specifically, I think they've been playing actually some really good and exciting stuff. Whenever I log into social media, usually the first thing that comes up on my feed is a Stoke City screamer of a goal. I think Ben Pearson scored one from about 35 yards out a week or so ago, and I am feeling quite nervous actually about this one. I think if Watford are to be serious playoff contenders, firstly, we have to be keeping a clean sheet in this game, and secondly, more so, we've got to be winning. We've got to be coming away with all 3 points at Vicarage Road. It's the final game before Christmas as well. This is going to affect my emotions going into the big day itself. So Watford, please do not let me down. And look, going into this one, how would I set up? What would my Watford first 11 be? I think for me, as I've said here for the last few weeks or several months now, really, since Javi Gracia arrive. Whilst I know he loves the 4-4-2, it's his go-to formation, I really now do want to see the switch to that 4-2-3-1. I saw a couple of signs against Wrexham that, you know, he may be going that way. Mamadou Doumbia kind of dropping into that number 10 position. But I think for me in this game at home, it's a prime opportunity to try out a new system. So I would go with Egil Selvik in goal, Jeremy Ngakia at right back, Matty Pollock on the right side of the two centre-backs, Max Elaine on the left. He looks very comfortable in that position. And then Mark Boller at left back. Of course, we don't really have a choice about our left back at the moment. Caleb Wiley still out, apparently with his back issue. So Boller, of course, slots into the left back position. He's been having a wonderful season so far. The two deeper midfielders would be Imran Louza on the left and Hector Kyprianou on the right. Georgie Shafvatatse in the 10 position just ahead. Off-man Mama on the left to continue his relationship with Mark Boller. Boller and Mama overlapping and underlapping each other has been fantastic to watch. So I'd love to continue with that over on the left flank. Nestri Irankunda on the right. Yes, his head doesn't quite look like it's in Watford at the moment. It's clearly been having issues with his family, hence why he flew back to Australia. So hopefully he's all good. But I think a start for him here would be a great opportunity to show what he's all about, running, you know, at his fullback, using his pace, trickery to get to that byline and put some crosses in. So Nestri Irankunda on the right, and of course with Mamadou Doumbia out at AFCON with Mali, our top goal scorer Luka Kiramgard should be up front. So that is my Watford 11. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments section down below. Now, in terms of my score prediction, what do I want to happen in this game? As I said, the final game before Christmas. They're all quite happy, joyful, feeling festive, looking forward to eating lots of food. And, you know, I want to end on a high. I want this year to really end on a high, and I want us to continue that momentum into January, February, and the months to follow. How many times have we seen Watford in recent years under Ismail, Cleverly, you know, managers before as well? We've fallen off after this festive period, and I think for me, if we are to compete at the top end of the table, firstly, we have to be getting more consistent results, and secondly, clean sheets are a must, and that is what I'm going to go for in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Watford win. Irankunda to get a goal and get back on form. And I'll go with Luka Kiramgard to add another to his tally as well. So a 2-0 Watford win for me. Do let me know your predicted 11s and score predictions in the comments down below. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.